stands where the eagles fly. The earth it hums, a warning cry. The world awaits the break of dawn.
Stealing hand, hearts ignite, echoes call through endless night. Rise up, the dawn is near. The call of legends loud and clear through fire and frost.
I swear that's the luckiest intro I've made so far. Like, all the music timings are almost like dead on, and I didn't really try.
Oh, didn't
Because-
that?
Because every time I try to get the music timings right, it feels so hammy and campy. Like, I don't like it feels forced, but like it just feels like if you don't exceed like a minute and 20 seconds, it kind of works, you know? And I was like, holy shit, I hit 2 of the music points on point, like the part where it switches over from bludgeon to Eldira.
Oh,
So
yeah,
the
I
voice goes
noticed
from
that.
male to female, where you're
Yeah.
talking to the magic that you summoned. And then the very end, when Thordak, the rise up, and then Thordak's, kind of, I was like, holy shit. It makes me wonder how often people do stuff on accident. Because that totally felt like it was on accident. There's no doubt in my mind it felt that way.
No,
Doesn't
it
make
was
it true,
totally
but-
on purpose.
Yeah,
Totally
right?
on purpose. Totally on purpose.
Let me close that one because I had the wrong tab open per usual. Don't need that one. There we go. So, where we last left off, the team, having found themselves in a strange chamber between different planes of existence and making some discoveries about magic gates of both past, present, and future, they begin to realize that the magic of this area that they found themselves in was to be something new, something different has begun to happen here. Maybe it's linked to how Thordak was destroyed. Maybe it's linked to the way the scar was brought into condition. But we now know at the very least that the wizard professor from the engineering school of Whitestone definitely has a lot of explaining to do. Not only did they solve the riddle of the gate, but they had to get past the flesh guardian that was left there to protect the gate. They had deciphered the hieroglyphics of the gate and had begun to realize that this gate may have been made for 4 individuals. One of the individuals, the ranger, appeared to have succumbed to whatever trap that ranger was sent through. They then realized that the wizard icon, the one that was casting, was the one that successfully prompted the gate to recognize them as if they were the professor. Stepping through the gate, they ended up in Professor Dorn's Vardo, that he uses a magical connection between the material plane and the area that they were in, though we don't really have a name for that area that they were in yet. The ethereal existence within the scar, Thordak's lost plane of existence, a underdark series of underdark caverns that seem to suggest that maybe you found your way into an ancient underdark catacomb that sits underneath Emon. We don't know for sure, but the gates and all the mystery behind it would appear that Professor Dorn is looking for whatever is causing this magic to exist. Its source. It's the idea of what it might be. But the team, after finally returning home, realizing that they had not displaced very much time at all. In fact, upon their return, stepping out of the Vardo, they saw a flash of light from the crater as they watched themselves disappear into the crater. Realizing that they were in a bit of a loop, they took this opportunity to pack up the campsite, make some initial investigations, and then head back to the Laughing Lamia, where they settled in for a long rest. Once back in the Laughing Lamia, they had convinced Lamia herself to give them a particular suite that she often holds in reserve. She could tell that the team was tired and had been through a lot, and successfully bringing her friend home yet a second time, decided it was worth the reward. The team settled into an evening of very disruptive sleep. While Eldera had a strange interaction with a vision of what felt like another version of her, Bludgeon's dream in regards to a tree and 3 strange women of mystery, markings on their backs of the armor that they wore, and in the midst of a great fight or a great battle that was taking place. And then, of course, Lyra waking up to a present in her room, a small sprouted tree of no more than maybe 16 inches tall, a tree that bears a lot of similarity to the sapling of a sun tree. And I believe you guys are now gathered in the common room of the suite, kind of sharing each other's stories currently.
Around the tree.
I believe that's where we last left off.
And I'm still holding the tree. Tree.
I think I was checking on Bludgeon, who was yelling from.
Yeah, you guys were all of you
Yeah.
except Lyra was
Right.
checking on Bludgeon because
Right.
Lyra came out last, while
Right.
all of you were checking on Bludgeon because he woke up yelling and screaming in the midst of a dream.
I don't know if he woke up. He's still asleep.
No,
Well, I'm not there.
yeah, you came out into the common room while the
I'm
dwarf,
staring at a tree.
Eldera, and had gone in to check in on Bludgeon. Are you all right? Wake up, Bludgeon. Wake up. What's wrong with you?
Bludgeon shakes it off, wipes his face, said, I had a bad night. Do I see the tree yet? From Lyra?
I
No,
leave
no,
that
I'm
up
not
to-
in the room.
I don't think so.
I'm not in the room. I didn't follow. I'm dumbfounded and I'm holding it. I'm just whoa.
All right.
Eldera's gonna look around and like. I fear that we've all experienced something, and out of curiosity, Darius, did you have a dream?
That porg needs to shut up. Sorry.
The tree.
What
Sorry.
was that?
What was that?
It's my porg. Okay, it might make the noise again. From Disneyland.
Oh,
God.
Sorry. Didn't mean to make my porg make noise. It's one of the ones that has the magnet that you put in your shirt and it will sit on your shoulder. If I can, it'll sit
Yeah.
on your shoulder.
You're such a nerd.
I know.
Part of my
But I touched it when I was reaching for something and they are sensitive and make noise. Sorry, go on.
Oh no, sorry.
Bludgeon gets out of bed, goes in the common room, and surveys everything and describes the dream he had. Again, of the 3 witch-like mysterious women.
Yeah,
Eldera,
that was-
give me a history check as you're listening to Bludgeon express his dream. At this point, Lyric will come wandering into the common room holding a potted plant in her hands.
Okay. History check or religion? You said.
You could do history or religion, whichever one you think you're better at.
That'll be a 12.
12? The story sounds familiar to you, but you're unsure where you've heard it before. The way he expresses the dream and the way he describes the 3 women, you're almost positive you've heard of this story, but it's like it's on the edge of memory.
Mm.
Does it sound familiar to me?
History or religion, if you'd like.
Let's see. History or religion? We'll go with history.
Okay.
No.
10. A little less familiar than even the look on Eldera's face. Eldera has a more quizzical, kind of contemplative look. Unfortunately for you, Lyra, it is not familiar to you.
from my vision, and I look at the tree in the potted tree, can I make a connection between the two, or is it just?
You could definitely make a connection to the sun tree in Whitestone, but the only connection you pick up on the plant that Lear's holding is that the leaves of the sapling have a lot of similar visuals that you saw in the big sun tree in your dream. But whether or not they're specifically connected, you're not entirely sure.
I'm curious. Darius, my dear, did you have some unusual dream?
Oh, I believe I have the same dream I always have. I dream about very short, hairy women. That's my thing.
Curious.
Yeah, to answer your question, no. I did not have a strange dream.
Seems that the three of us are touched or marked.
I didn't dream. I just woke up with a tree.
Which is still unusual.
Yeah, and there were halfling prints around it, like footprints around it. So I'm going to go back and look. Are the halfling footprints still there?
Still there. And what's interesting is when you go back and check them, Bludgeon, give me a survival check if you would, please.
Here we go.
Hey,
What do you
I
want?
wear shoes.
Nice. As you watch Lyra go back into her room, you can see the footprints on the wooden floor of the room. They seem to start in the very middle of the room out of nowhere. They lead into Lyra's room, and you kind of follow Lyra into her room. The two of you are staring down at the footprints. Someone had appeared in the common room, walked into Lyra's room, set the plant down, and then kind of circled the plant for a moment, but there's no footprints going out. It's almost like they just kind of vanished after they set the plant down.
What are the footprints? Barefoot or shoes?
They are barefoot, and they're definitely halfling.
What is the footprint like? What are the footprints made of? Is it like oil? Is it dirt? Is it? I mean,
It's like the remaining residue of damp footprints that have left their imprint behind.
I'm gonna touch one and smell it, see if I,
Yeah,
what's
I
it
mean,
from?
give me a nature check as you examine the footprints even more carefully.
Oh, I got a natty 20.
Nice.
So that would be 30.
They smell of salt, tar. They smell of someone who came in from the docks.
I will share that with the group.
Okay.
Interesting. Maybe, perhaps yours wasn't a vision. Maybe you actually had a visitor.
Maybe we should examine this plant. Maybe the halfling is the plant.
I don't know. The footsteps leaving the room, I feel,
There are
speaks
no
otherwise.
footsteps leaving the room.
Yeah, they only go in.
Just
they don't
entering.
leave.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just entering.
They literally just appear in the middle of the common room. They trace into Lyra's room, and it looks like they circled where the plant was, and then they just stop. They don't go anywhere. It's almost like the person just vanished where the plant was set down.
I'm going to look up towards the ceiling where the feet started.
Oh, yeah. Give me perception or investigation.
7.
7. Looking up, you guys are in the top floor of the Laughing Lamia. So there's a bit of a peak to the roof, so that it does kind of go up further than most of the other floor or rooms below you. There's some rafters up there. You would know that the roof is a kind of a shale finish to the roof, which shale would be equivalent of like a thin stone-like product. But you don't see any immediate signs. But the roof line is also, a good 12, 13 feet above you.
So the where the footprints stop after they circled the tree, does it look like they're smeared at all to like someone like wild shaped or something along those lines?
You can give me either nature or arcana on that one.
My nature is better. So my nature may be better, but it's not when I roll a 2. So 12.
The DC was a 10. Whoever they were, they wild shaped.
I will share that with the group too, and
Yeah.
then see if we can find an open exit point.
Lara, you don't happen to sleepwalk, do you?
I'm unaware of whether or not I sleepwalk. Have I ever woken up someplace not remembering where?
Not to your knowledge.
Not to my knowledge. So, not to my knowledge.
It's a very inspirational question. That's worth a D6, Eldera.
Ooh, you get a D6.
I get a
inspiration. Go you, go you.
And a reminder, the
Don't forget to write that down because you can use it at any time.
yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
whenever I hand out inspiration, it's a D6 that you can use whenever, whatever, and however you choose to. They do not stack, but they do. You are not limited to how many you can collect.
Okay.
I always forget to use them.
I think at the end of a campaign, I think you had like 12 of them or something saved up one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I think that the one with fire.
Yeah,
It's either the one with fire or the one with arena, but I think it was the one with fire. Okay. Does the tree look like it needs water? Feeling the soil and stuff. Does it look?
No,
well
it's
cared
very
for?
strange. Like the soil feels very kind of like perfect to the touch.
Mhm.
And at first, as all three of you are staring at it, because the dwarf is busy getting breakfast for everybody, as the three of you stare at it, you watch as the soil dries out a little bit, and then suddenly the soil becomes moist on its own.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna put the tree down. I'm tree. Good tree, my precious. Not
Easy
really.
there. Easy there,
Not
Colin.
really. Not really. But I am enthralled with the tree. Damn, I don't think I have anything that I can like commune with the wild mother.
Talk to tree.
The-
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Tree. Do I have
Dariax
tree?
comes into Lyra's room. He's carrying a tray of drinks. He hands one to Bludgeon, hands one to Lyra, hands one to Eldera. It's a very kind of warm, kind of sweet mulled kind of cider with a bit of a froth to the top of it. You can also smell bacon and eggs and cheese and meats and other sweet bakery smells coming from the room after he had gone down and brought up a tray of food to set on the common table. And the four of you are now in Lyra's room, kind of like staring down at the ground, kind of having this conversation about this strange plant. Dariax looks at the plant, and you watch as his eyes kind of gleam with a bit of instant spell casting. Don't know if you are aware of this, but that pot that it's planted in is magical.
Ooh.
I just did
Is
detect
that
magic.
why?
I did
Is that
detect,
why? Sorry.
I
You
just
go.
I did detect magic. It's a school of enchantment.
It watered itself.
Oh, that makes sense then. The pot's magical.
Well, that helps the tree stay alive. So yay, we don't have to worry about feeding the tree, or at least watering it.
Mhm.
Maybe we have to feed it. It doesn't like We don't need to call it Audrey, right?
By all means, dear, you can call it whatever you want. I believe it is your gift.
Is this tree growing as we watch it? Or is it?
I mean, so far it seems to be the same size since its appearance this morning. Just every now and then, when the air gets a little too dry, the moisture evaporates, and it suddenly is back to being like the perfect soil conditions to maintain it.
Damn it! I don't have speak with plants.
Well, you guys are only level 3.
You're not.
right?
I know. I don't have speak with plants.
You can try.
Now listen here, Ivy. Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast message on the tree.
Yeah, nothing happens. I mean, there's no real connection.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, the
I'm
candy
still-
goes off fine, but there's just no
Yeah.
response.
Yeah. It's not a person. It makes sense. Yeah. It's a creature. It's got to be a creature or a person. You know.
Oh,
It's not a creature.
what's on our agenda for today? What's our plan?
Let's
I
never
think
look
we ought to speak to
Davrix.
Davrix. Yes.
Names.
Given that we had a restless sleep, are we good for a long rest?
Yes, everyone should be marking off a long rest. Yeah.
Okay, good. That was so. My brain went through like 3 different names.
I know. Or like the dwarf is Dariax, so the other one is Davrix.
And I also have like another one floating is an NPC I use, which is Dravorak. So it's like the 3.
Yeah.
Well, these are very.
Stop putting that in our. Don't put that in our brain because now we're gonna start saying.
I never
that.
said it. I never said it. You didn't hear me say anything.
Retcon. This was not the name you were hearing. Yeah. Yeah.
Should we take a look at the messenger bag that we got from the docks? I don't think
No, it wasn't Fetch. What the flip was his name?
bag
It was.
Hold on. It's in our party inventory, I believe. Yeah, it was Fetch.
Yeah, it was Fetch. You
Fetch
found
is
him.
messenger
You found
bag.
him passed out, drunk, and sleeping in the warehouse where you freed. Where you freed Dariax Zavian from. You know, I'm going to call the dwarf Zavian because that's his last name.
Zavian.
Okay.
Yep.
Sure.
That way it's a little bit
remember
easier on us because
Now I have remembered Davrix, and now he's changing it to Zavian. Oh my god!
I'm not changing it. His full
Oh.
name is Dariax Zavian, so I'm going to go by Zav. I'm just going to call him
I'm
Zav.
going to call him Z.
Or Z. That works too.
Okay.
And technically, you could call the dragonborn Dav. I mean, because he's Dravorak. So
No, he's too professional of a, or he has too high of a status. We'll remember it.
No,
listen, I understand that maybe the first inclination is to take this to Lyra's mentor, but I'm just going to throw this out there. Lyra, your mentor, he's pretty good with magic, right? You would say? You showed him the scroll, didn't you? I thought you had. I remembered you talking about how Professor Dawn had given you a scroll, given us a scroll to read once we got to the crater. I'm pretty sure he read it and gave it back to you.
I think we just told him that he gave us a scroll of mold earth. I don't think we showed it to him.
I remember it a little bit differently, but that's
You
fine.
guys remember? Did we show it to him?
That was back in session 4, was it?
It was like session 2.
3?
2 or 3, yeah.
I don't name my sessions or number. I don't number them.
Okay. It was session 2. It was session 2.
Well, either way, I mean, if you'll notice on the outside of the scroll, it tells you the name of the scroll. But I would have imagined that your mentor would have realized that the scroll was not properly acknowledged to us. Are we sure he's someone we can trust with this information?
Well, he wouldn't have wanted us to cast earthquake in there if that was, the case, because he's trying to study it.
Yes,
Or perhaps we're guinea pigs in everybody's game that they're playing in the city.
True.
Fun, as long as we get fed and watered,
So what is it? Is it mold earth again, or earthquake, or something else?
It was okay. We were told it was mold earth. Oh, we have the second scroll. Let's pull out the second scroll.
Oh, you pulled out. Eldera, give me Arcana check since you're innately arcane.
Oh, it was almost an 18. It's a 5.
5? As
Like,
far as
it
you can
stopped
tell,
at 18, then it just...
yeah. As far as you can tell, it does seem to match the arcanic writing style of Earthquake, the scroll Earthquake. But you're not overly familiar. It's a pretty powerful spell to use. So it seems like it, but you're still not sure.
Right. Well,
I mean, this
I can
is
see.
this is going to sound a bit crazy, but we could take the scroll and take our story to Stefan. He runs Gilmore's Glorious Goods now. Gilmore has retired to Ankarel. He doesn't reside here any longer. His nephew runs the establishment now. I just think maybe like a third person's perspective. We've got what Dawn said, and clearly he lied to us. I feel like Lyra's mentor, Dravorak, should have known better and gave us a heads up. But I'm a dwarf. I'm naturally suspicious and distrusting of most people, so I could be wrong.
It's Gilmore's nephew? Okay. I spelled that way wrong. That's better. We can always go there first and ask Dravorak later after. I kind of want to warn him about what Professor Dorn is doing.
If we look in the messenger bag, maybe there's some more clues in there too.
Did we already go through the messenger bag?
I don't think so.
You did a quick perusal at the warehouse, but I don't think you did like a deep kind of dive.
Deep dive.
Yeah, because initially you found a lot of journals and information that proved that the smuggler Padway clearly has a racket going on within the docks. There were signs of people who owed money, people who were smugglers, key locations throughout the city that smuggling was taking place, and it also confirmed that she's working for the Myriad. But there was a lot of documentation there. There was a bunch of journals, maps, and other documents in there. It's a pretty sizable haul.
Let's take a little bit and look somewhat deeper in there.
So whoever wants to make the investigation check will have advantage as you guys are working as a group. Does anybody have guidance yet? Oh, yes, the dwarf has guidance. So everybody, whoever's taking checks, you get an extra D4 on your check.
My investigation is just +1, so
minus +4.
+4.
You guys
Ooh, smart fighter.
take over.
Go ahead, Bludgeon. It was your idea.
I rolled 17 or a total of 21 plus a die 4.
Yeah,
Nice.
plus the D4.
So as a reminder, guidance as a slight homebrew to it. Guidance is an area of effect. So as long as you're within 30 feet of Dariax, of Zavion, you always get a D4 on your checks.
We could call him Big D, ironically.
22 total. Uh,
22. So as you guys are sitting there eating breakfast, by the way, eating the Laughing Lamia breakfast gives everyone 5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
And these are temporary hit points of up to 24 hours. So you can actually add the 5 and they can be healed throughout the 24-hour period as well.
Oh, nice.
So Bludgeon, as you begin to, you're all sitting, drinking, eating breakfast, kind of peeling through the documents and setting things aside. There's 3 interesting things that you come across. Number 1, you find a payment schedule for someone by the name of Captain Miser, which is the captain that you guys have already spoken with. And it appears that he is being paid off to look the other way when certain wagons come and go around midnight from the Upper Cloud District down into the Dock District. It would appear these wagons steadily come and go between the hours of midnight and 2 a.m. once a week. You then find a list of inventory on these wagons. They appear to be silks, jewelry, like rare kind of objects and art objects, things that seem to be smuggled from the greater eastern areas of Tal'Dorei. I'd say the third thing you find.
We don't want to go to that NPC. What was his captain?
You find a letter addressed to Padway from someone that goes by the name of Lustia Veris. She is the Master of Law on the Tal'Dorei Council. And it seems to be a complaint about her most recent payment not being as much as promised, and for her to do a better job if she wants to maintain her position within the Myriad.
That's incriminating. That's very incriminating. We should turn that in. Not to Captain Butthead, but, to someone else.
You don't really want to be turning in things that you don't know how deep the cesspool is first. I would imagine if the Master of Law is in the business of smuggling and bribery, it's only a matter of time that others between her and the bottom of the pool would get in the way. We don't know who those people are yet. Obviously, Captain Manson might be one to be concerned about.
I doubt that he's on the take. He's such a poof.
Well, Captain Miser definitely is on the list. I mean, Bludgeon's found his name on the buyout, on the payout list.
Yeah.
I think we keep this information handy, and maybe we can use it later.
Yeah, we just want to keep it in mind and not go to any of these people with any of our
If we need something,
info.
we can use it as leverage.
I don't know. We try and
I know
leverage these people. We'll probably end up dead.
I know that y'all have the pots that you harvested from the basilisk. Perhaps
Yeah, we gotta
can-
offload those
Yeah, we should get some coin for that.
and get them out of my bag. They might be starting to stink.
No, they're good for a few more days. I put gentle repose on them.
I wasn't
yeah.
sure how that timey-wimey thing made it, good for.
Well, what I think it's more important to realize there was no timey-wimey. I mean, we all saw it when we came out of the Vardo. Right?
That is definitely timey-wimey.
Well, no, I mean, there's no displacement of time. There's no lost time.
No,
usually, if you end up in the
that's the weird
Shadowfell,
part.
well, yeah, if you end up in the Shadowfell, there's always a time loss. If you end up in the Fae, it's always said to be a time loss as well.
We had a time gain.
We had a time, like we were in the Vardo when our other selves were still walking towards the center of the crater.
Yeah.
So we had that seems very. I mean, I know divinity pretty well, but I'm not kind of into the magic that the two of you are into. But I would imagine that's a wee bit unusual for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, since we're, in and around, so let's offload some of these things that we found that we don't need.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start.
Yeah. 2 basilisk tongues, 4 basilisk eyes, 4 basilisk main teeth, and 9 feet of skin, and the 100 gold worth of jewelry that Bludgeon found. I think Bludgeon found it. Do you have that in your inventory?
Yep.
Okay, I will take it out of the party pool.
I'll put it in the party pool. We'll dump it.
Okay. I left it in the party pool. If you look on your inventory, you should have a tab next to my inventory that says party inventory. So you should be able to see it too on D&D Beyond.
There it is.
Yeah. I put my shield into inventory as well because, I got the Bane shield, so I don't need my old shield anymore. So that's another thing that we just can sell for probably 2 gold or whatnot, but whatever.
Let's go haggling.
We're going to the store.
Question is, which store are you going to? In the
One
promenade.
that would buy parts.
I mean, from a standpoint of expectation, I would say
It would be like a leather goods store for the
Anvil Gate hosts. Anvil Gate is technically the name of a blacksmith shop that is run by Durnan Fellforge. He's an arms maker and crafts maker as well. Gilmore Goods, I mean, it's it's all about the arcane.
You might buy the eyes and the tongue.
And currently, Stefan Gilmore currently runs it.
What was the other Gilmore's first name?
Sean. So the traditional Gilmore that used to run it is Sean Gilmore, and now that he's retired and in Oncarel, one of his younger nephews, Stefan Gilmore, is the one that runs it.
Okie dokie.
Shall we meet with Stefan?
Yeah, let's go to Gilmore's first.
Okay.
Walking.
Holy
Walking.
You guys,
Oh, do I leave my plant there? Leave plant, take plant. Leave plant, take plant.
I take plant.
Is there a way to obscure the plant to make it look less obvious that it's a glowing tree?
Hmm.
I mean, it's not exactly the tree itself isn't glowing. The only reason that the dwarf thought it was suspicious that it was taking care of itself was the fact that it identified a school of magic, enchanted into the pot. You could easily put it in a medium-sized leather bag, tie it off, and just put a shoulder strap on it and carry it on your back like a little shoulder bag.
It's in the top of my backpack with the top leaves sprouting out.
If you want
I'm
to
sure
carry
nobody
it around,
would
yeah.
Oh, sure. Nobody would bat an eye at a druid carrying a plant.
How weird does it look? Is it pretty noticeable that it's a...
As you kind of swing the satchel over your back and it sits astride the top of your backpack, there's a little bit of the tree leaves poking out, but it's not really that noticeable. Give me a deception check. Give me a deception with advantage since you're technically asking for help.
Okay.
And that'll give us the DC if people are interested in the plant.
22.
Wow.
I rolled an 18.
You also get guidance. You can roll a D4.
Oh, guidance with a 4. A 4.
That's
So that's
26.
22 plus 4 is 26, yeah.
So basically, currently for the day, based on the way you've trussed it up in your leather bag, if anyone were to see it, they'd have to roll an insight or investigation of 26 or higher to even be like prompted to think that it's something of
Okay.
curiosity.
Okay. Cool.
Walking the streets of the promenade is always a great way to wake up in the morning. The air is a bit chilly because we're well into the end of fall and the beginning of winter. Here on the West Coast, though, winter never really hits as hard as further up north and in the mid sections of Tal'Dorei. Amon's always enjoyed a kind of Southern California style weather of temperate air and temperate weather during the winter time. It can get cold and can rain a lot. But currently everything being offered to sale is everything that's been brought in from either overseas or brought in from the mid and far east or far south of Tal'Dorei. A lot of foodstuffs. So a lot of the open market stalls are people selling food of all varieties. There's people selling a lot of common goods, a lot of things that people need for seasonal work, a lot of like seasonal clothing for those that work out in the fields or work in the mines. There are the occasional wagons in from Whitestone that sell a lot of engineering equipment and engineering items. There's also a lot of wagons in from Singorn. Singorn being the traditional homes of the elves deep in the south of Tal'Dorei. So there's a lot of like natural elven products that are here too. A lot of plant products, alchemy, botany products, things that people might use as recipes or ingredients for things. You're also moving through market stalls that are from the north. These are a lot of mining concerns. This is I believe the infamous location of Craghammer is in the far north of Tal'Dorei. And a lot of the great ingots and metallurgy of the north are being sold here in bulk for purposes of manufacturing as well. There's also a dedicated section for naval equipment and naval items, seafaring goods, things that people might need if they're a sailor or coming and going off of ships. There's also a pretty healthy group of captains always wandering through the crowd, trying to sign on new crew and sign on new sailors for another season out on the open waters. There's also a lot of local sellers, artisans that sell a lot of ceramics and potteries and woodwork and things that you might need for simple activities that you might want to do. And it's all very kind of craftsman style setup. It's a bit bougie in some areas of the promenade, and it's a little kind of hippie in other areas of the promenade, a little crunchy. But as soon as you transition out of those busy sections, you find yourself standing in front of Gilmore's, which is this completely over-the-top shop with great banners of silk kind of fluttering in front. The shop itself is made from exquisite marble and stone. It's a brand new shop that was built after the raid on Cloudtop, after Thordak was killed and the Chroma Conclave was defeated and driven off. Once again, the entire Abdar's Promenade was rebuilt after what had happened all those years ago. And it looks it. Everything's shiny. Everything's new. The buildings are better. The structures are better. You could tell that a lot of cost and a lot of effort went into rebuilding the promenade, being the heart of the economy of this part of Emon, as well as the western regions of Tal'Dorei. You guys open the door. Little bell rings. You find yourself inside Gilmore's Glorious Goods, looking at the accounting of everything on display. There are at least 3, 4, maybe even 5 dozen people that mill about. And the very first thing you realize is that Gilmore's is clearly a magical space, because on the outside, the building looked quite small. But once you make it onto the inside, it's quite large on the inside. You could tell that there's a definite displacement effect that would be the equivalent of Magic Mansion. Whether or not that's the spell or how he does it, you're not entirely sure, or how he used to do it. But a very young, purple, dreadlocked-haired individual with a kind of very deep colored skin, light freckles on his cheeks, bright eyes, and these very gaudy and colorful robes, kind of maybe slightly too big, like maybe he's borrowed his uncle's, robes because they're just hanging around all the time. And Stefan sees the four of you come walking in. Oh, newcomers! Well, welcome to Gilmore's. How can Stefan help you this lovely, fine day? And then you see another version of Stefan come out from the back and kind of smile at the three of you, and then disappear in the back. Then you see another version of Stefan come away from some bookcases and smile at you. And there's another version up by the library shelves over in the back, helping some clients and customers back there. And then a fifth and final version of Stefan over at a kind of like a jewelry table where he's going through some jewelry and picking out stones, and he looks up to look around and looks back down at his work, and Stefan just stands there and at the edge of his counter, leaning over, looking at the four of you. Don't mind me, young man. I'm gonna go look around. You have business with these three. And the dwarf kind of wanders off to go look at some goods.
I see you're now short of help.
No. Something that my uncle taught me. If you look as good as our family looks, not only is it best to have multiples helping you, but we can only but do a great service to society by allowing you to look upon five of us. He leans in on his elbow, stares at Bludgeon. My, aren't you a drink of water? What's your name?
Bludgeon. And I kind of like poke him in the cheek to see if he's an illusion.
Yeah, like, are you real? he goes, oh my, I didn't even have to buy you dinner yet. I can assure you, I'm real. And by the way, Bludgeon, is that your name, or is that what you do?
It's the name.
Oh, well, we'll work on that.
I mean,
so,
behind
what
me,
can
I'm
I-
shaking. I'm nodding my head.
well, what can this humble proprietor do for the three of you?
Are you in the mood for buying today? We have some things we want to unload.
Bludgeon, not only am I in the mood for buying every day, but I'm far more and less thrifty than my uncle ever was. Let's see, what do you have? Show me what you've got.
I'm gonna pull out the basilisk tongues and the basilisk eyes and
Oh my.
teeth and then I go to the back of Bludgeon because I'm assuming he's carrying it. The 9 feet of basilisk skin that we have rolled up.
Well, you are some busy travelers. These are not indigenous creatures. They're very rare and difficult to find during this time of year. The colder it is, the deeper they dig. And the last thing I can possibly remember is we haven't seen basilisks in this region. Long since Thordak's reign, of course. How far
So
did you
this-
have to go to find these?
So I'm
Feels like
assuming
just around
this
the corner.
means that we'll fetch a good price for them since
Oh,
they're so
most
rare.
definitely. I've got some alchemists and other individuals that will be very interested. You didn't happen to get any teeth or any of its organs by chance, did you?
Only the eyes and the tongue, and I pull out the teeth.
Basilisk cart fetches 10,000 gold on the open market.
Oh,
That's
why did we
unfortunate.
not?
We
Why
had
did
2
we
of
not
them.
pick the heart? Why did we not pick the heart?
Yeah, well, very difficult to harvest, I will be honest with you. And often the only way to maintain the integrity of the heart, even with the use of gentle repose, it must be used within a alchemy's instruction within the first 24 hours of its harvest.
Well, if we come across it, we will try and bring it faster. Come across another one. We'll try
Are
and bring it-
any of you an alchemist by chance?
No.
Are any of you interested in becoming one?
Wait. I make potions. Does that count?
Yes, technically you're an alchemist if you make potions.
Okay, then I am an alchemist.
Do you dabble or are you dedicated?
I grew up doing it, so I would say dedicated.
Well, I have a preservation kit here I can sell you. Very simple concoctions that you can make to preserve things that you find out in the wild. Nothing too difficult. It'll allow you to preserve things without relying on gentle repose. I can sell it to you for 20 gold, of course.
Okay, we'll put a thought in that because we still have to figure out how much we're selling.
Ah,
this
yes.
for,
The eyes.
and
How many eyes do we have here?
We have 4 eyes.
4 eyes. How much skin?
9 feet.
And feet. And how many tongues?
2 tongues.
Anything else?
4 teeth.
Oh, you
The
do
main
have
teeth.
some teeth. The main teeth that carries the paralytic venom. Very nice. You do realize that the eyes are the magic effect, but the teeth carry the venom. Without the two in combination, it doesn't quite work the same way. 4 of the main teeth. Now, my recommendation for the teeth is to go see young Durnan Fellforge and see if he can turn those into weapons for you. I know that they can be used for that, and may be more valuable to him than to me. However, I do have cause for the tongues, the eyes, and the skin. For the lot, for the 2 tongues, I can give you 500 gold. For the 4 eyes, I can give you 1,000 gold. And for the 9 feet of skin, I can give you 2,000 gold. That's the best I can do.
Okay. Do you have any
2,000 gold for the skin?
Yes. Yep. Of course.
Eyes, how much?
We're 1,000 gold
1,000 gold for the eyes.
and 500 for the tongue.
500 gold for the 2 tongues.
So that's 3,500 that we have to work with. That's great.
Surely you can budget a little bit more. You mentioned that it was extremely rare to find these things.
Well, I am on the upper end of the scale of things, but give me a persuasion check, Aldera. You do have
Guidance.
Guidance? Okay. That was I got a 19 plus 5. That'll be and then plus guidance.
Is that plus the 4? Yeah. Decent.
All right. That'll be 27.
Well, you are providing me an exclusive opportunity here. How about this? I will take the entire bundle off your hands for 5,000 gold, not a coin more.
You have yourself a deal.
Excellent, excellent. He snaps his fingers, and another version of him comes walking over, collects all the parts, puts it into a big wooden box, and takes it over to the other version of him that's working at the jewelry table. Do you have anything else of interest that I might enjoy spending some coin on?
I pull out the jewelry.
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. I can give you 100 gold for this jewelry. I can repurpose it.
That's what it was worth. So yeah. Okay, and then looking around, do I see anything that looks like a bag of holding?
You can certainly either ask or make
I'm
an
gonna
investigation check.
I'm gonna ask. See, do you have any bags of
Of
holding?
course, dear girl, dear thing. We always have bags of holding here. I do have small, medium, and large bags of holding. I also have rucksack bags of holding, backpack bag of holding. I even sell the occasional portable hole as well.
How much are the portable holes?
That is, I believe, currently going is 8,000 gold.
Okay.
Hmm.
Have to come back for that portable hole.
Yes,
Okay,
perhaps
how
you can
much-
go out to the forest and grind torkins and get more gold that way.
Torkins?
It's a World of Warcraft reference.
Oh, okay. All right. So the backpack of holding, how much is that one?
The backpack of holding, because it allows for a large volume of holding, we currently sell that for 5,000 gold.
Okay.
The small bags of holding go for 2,000 gold.
And they hold 1,500 or 500?
Yes, they hold up to 2,500 weight in coin.
25. Okay, 2,500 wheat. So 2,500. And how much did you say the small one was? 2,000?
2,000 gold.
Perhaps, Stefan, we could make a deal.
Ooh,
If-
deals, yes, deals. Perhaps you can give me some time. Maybe dinner with Bludgeon, and I could make a deal, of course.
We
I
could
think this
definitely
deal is
set up
quite
a-
reasonable. And, of course, you never even had to ask there as a part of the bargain. Bludgeon, you take this fine man for dinner, right?
It better be a good dinner.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
Well, of course it will be. It'll be completely on you, dear boy. You wouldn't want to show the wonderful Stefan Gilmore anything more than the best side of your good manners, of course. I tease. What bargain are we striking today?
Stefan, if we were to purchase a bag of holding, and then
Yeah.
perhaps as we render a little bit more coin, would we perhaps be able to upgrade it to a backpack? If we kept it in good
Trade-ins
condition, of
are
course.
always yes, trade-ins are always welcome, of course. If you find yourself in need, I can not only allow you to trade it in, but even give you a future discount on the backpack. Who knows, if you come back with other things to trade, bargains and bargains and bargains are always to be had.
You will be our first stop.
Of course. This is Gilmore's Glorious Goods. I'm everybody's first stop.
You know, Stefan, have you ever heard of someone wanting to purchase a tree?
Oh,
Give me persuasion on that, Bludgeon.
Dude.
12 plus
Um,
6 modifiers.
you can give me a D4 on top of that because you have guidance.
That was the wrong button. Pick a 4 out of there. Looks like a 1.
So 13 total.
13 total.
He looks at you and he squints his eyes. You have something in mind. No, nothing about a plant or a tree or anything like that. But I did have a young lady in here early this morning, or maybe it was late last night. A young halfling purchased a enchanted pot off me.
Do you know her name?
No,
Okay.
I do not. I do not share names.
do you know? Would you have noticed if she looked very similar to our dear friend here?
Oh no, she looked very different.
Okay.
She seemed a lot older and been on the side of an elderly version of a halfling, I would imagine. Nothing like this young, beautiful thing in front of me. No.
And what was magic about the pot?
Well, it is of the same magic of an alchemical jug, with one exception. It only ever refills water and dirt, nothing else. It's a little device I invented some time ago. I've got a shelf of them up there for various purpose and cause, of course. They run about 3,000-4,000 gold, depending on the size that you need. The wonderful thing about them is they guarantee that whatever you plant in them will grow and stay healthy and not die, of course.
Good pots.
That's great.
Okay, so what was that alchemy thing that the alchemy
Jug.
The alchemy preservation kit.
preservation kit? Yeah,
Of
I
course.
do want the alchemy preservation kit.
There you go. He slides
way we
over
can-
the little leather messenger bag filled with oils and waxes and like linen and silks, and treat it very much like you would treat if you were an archaeologist preserving fossils. It kind of goes with the same vibe.
Okay. Is there
So
is that in
No, just put it down as a note.
Yeah.
It just
But
pretty
you can
much
add
allows
this
It pretty much allows you to preserve small and medium organic material without requiring a gentle repose.
Alchemy preservation kit. Okay. Awesome.
What else? What else is available in the market here?
Outside of my shop or within my shop?
In your shop, what else do you
In
have?
my shop. Well, to be honest, most of my goods are specialized goods. I do have some things that are quite fun. I've got marbles of mischief, fireworks of flame. I've got Belle's Atonement. I've also got some magical artifacts and magical devices. Perhaps you're interested in a wand of fireballs. I can let that go for 25,000 gold, of course.
Tell me about these marbles of mischief.
Oh, they're very fun. He reaches underneath and pulls out a leather bag filled with about 25 marbles in it. He pulls one out, and they have minor illusion infused to them. All you have to do is speak the minor illusion invocation into the marble and describe what you'd like the illusion to be, and then toss them out, and it lasts the duration of minor illusion.
Fun.
Oh,
They're great
that's
for
cool.
distractions and ways to keep people from looking in certain directions if you want them to not notice what's going on around you. They're a great gag gift at times, too. I could sell you the bag for 10 gold, of course. Keep in mind, they're single use, once used, one and done.
I'll take a bag.
Of course you will. Bludgeon, you strike me as a man that has a need for caltrops.
I have my caltrops already.
Yes, but I have special caltrops.
Ooh. What's so special about them?
Well, you see, with these caltrops, if anyone were to step on them, it would trigger an alarm spell that would warn you of approach. Also, anybody that steps on these caltrops must take an action to pull them out of their feet or boot or whatever they are embedded in, or they will be at half movement and at disadvantage on attack rolls until they remove them.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. How much are those?
I've got a small bag. I've sold most of them, but I do have one small bag left. It's the equivalent of 5 uses of the caltrops. I can sell them to you, dear boy, for, let's say, 150 gold.
Eesh.
Can you do 100?
5.
Or throw in the marble bag with it for free.
Another marble bag. Back of caltrops, 150 gold. I'll tell you what I'll do. Only because you and your friends have already trusted me this far, I will sell you the bag of caltrops and give you 2 additional marble bags for 130 gold total.
I'll take it.
Excellent, excellent. Always fun to begin a wonderful futuristic relationship where you guys make money and then spend it here, of course.
Bag of holding, guys.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
it could be useful for future.
Okay. Bag of
Excellent,
holding.
excellent. He slides the bag of holding over, takes the coin equivalency. And one of the things to remember about wealth in the world, coin is a standard measure of negotiation. How you want to carry your wealth is determined by you. So if you want to carry 500 gold worth of diamonds, therefore you don't have to worry about encumbrancy, then you can feel free to do that. If you want to carry a bracelet worth 250 gold, feel free to carry that bracelet. So whatever, I don't want anyone to feel burdened by the idea that how do you carry 50,000 gold pieces? Well, honestly, you don't. So the exposition of wealth can be any way that you want it to appear. That way it's always on hand when you need it. Like
Okay.
the get out of jail necklace to bribe the guard.
I'm
Oh
putting
my
the bag of
necklace fell on the
holding-
ground, Mr. Guard. Could you? Oh, I'll just leave it there for you at your feet.
Take out the 2,000 gold. Okay. All right, I put the bag of holding in the party pool, guys, or party inventory.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, if you are interested in more information about that halfling that bought that pot from me, I believe she is a gardener for the Azalea Park. She works for Sister Lethwin.
Azalea Park.
Yes.
Works.
Sister Lethwin Hale. She is the caretaker of the Fountain of Accord. She is a cleric of Melora and Etheris. If anyone's going to know anything about her, it's definitely going to be her.
The caretaker of what?
The caretaker of the Fountain of Accord.
Fountain of Accord. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Of course, of course. Is there anything else I can do for you, lovelies?
No, I will be back.
Well, of course, they all say that until they're not, but I will hold out that you will be back.
Oh, well, we owe you a dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's in jest. I would never, ever, ever, ever. And he leans on his elbows and stares at Bludgeon. Ever force anyone into a miserable old dinner with me.
I pinch him on the nose like that.
Oh, you flirt, you salty flirt. Well, you lot, be off with you. Good luck, and if you find anything of more interest or seek a glass of wine or a fine meal, let me know. Other than that, welcome once again to glorious Gilmore's. I am Stefan. And as you guys leave, the other 4 Stefans go, goodbye, and they all say goodbye at the same time. Out the door and back into the streets.
All right. We're gonna go to the was it the blacksmith guy, the one that he said to take the teeth
To the teeth, so we could have maybe perhaps weapons.
made for us.
Yeah, who was that?
What was the blacksmith guy's name again? I missed it when we were.
His name was
Yeah, and what's the blacksmith or the armorer?
Durnan Fellforge. And the name of his blacksmith is Anvil Gate Forge.
Anvil Gate Forge.
Vernon
Fellforge.
Forge. Okay.
Okay. I do want to see if there are any herbs that I can't get out in the wild that I need for some of the potions that I can make. And I do actually have a crafting guide that I had drawn up for
No,
the
I
different
know we talked
potions
about it.
that I
Yep,
also
yep.
had, the different potions that I can.
Since you guys are back
potentially-
out in the promenade markets, go ahead and give me a perception check. And you have a D4 for guidance.
Perception with guidance.
Oh, I got.
Ooh, 17 plus 3 with guidance is 20 plus 4. 24.
Yeah,
that's
you
good.
yeah, there's like a small sidewalk filled
Mhm.
with various people selling herbs and other botany like items.
Okay.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Well, I have a list, and I don't know if I want to go through the list and say yes.
Well, what are some top items in the list you might look for?
Okay, so there's the Verdant Remedy tonic that I can do that heals 1d4 plus my Wisdom modifier.
Okay.
When you take it, and that's like moon mint leaves, river moss, and honey water. This one's advantage versus poison. This one removes 1 exhaustion, which might be good. That one's dried windleaf petals, collected in windy plains, boiled root water, sun-dried ginger, a pinch of desert salt.
I would say for that one, you would easily find the ingredients.
Okay.
With that perception roll a D8 for me, if you would, please.
8.
8. You find someone who's willing to sell you 8 uses, which allow you to make 8 portions for 25 gold.
Which one?
The one you were
wait.
just, it's all of them. So the one that you were just reading for exhaustion.
Okay.
So you would be buying like 8 portions combined that would allow you to make up to at least 8 different tonics related to that.
Okay. 8.
And that would cost you 25 gold.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody else looking for anything?
I'm looking for a grapnel hook. Go onto my rope.
You would easily find that in one of the many stalls that you'd be going through. It would cost you 4 gold.
Got it.
Gold. Take that out of my gold. Okay. And yes, I am assuming that our gold is not actually gold. It's like gems and stuff.
Yeah, I mean whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. I'm just leaving it as gold though. Okay.
But if you find yourself in a barter situation, like if you're bartering with someone that might be very interested in gems, you can just convert it to gems.
Right. Okie dokie. We are going to the Anvil Gate Forge. Walking.
If I see a palm reader along the way, or like one of those psychics, I will sit down for one.
I would say while Bludgeon is buying the grappling hook and looking at other wares, Lyra has gone off to one of the little sidewalk tables to look at the herbs and medicinals. You would easily see a yellow and orange and red tent with the painted hand with the eye in the palm and the term reader at the base of the sign. No queue of people as far as you could tell. You could see this lovely elderly woman of human descent. She's quite plain looking. She's heavily tattooed though. She's wearing black and yellow and orange attire. She currently has a cat sitting on her lap as she seems to be drinking tea and reading from a book when you see her.
I'll be right back.
All right.
But I can hear.
Okay. So that's what I love about the backdrop images. Like when people get up, you still get the holder.
Right. That's pretty good.
It's totally cool.
I don't think it would work for mine, but I can try. I am going to approach her.
Oh, hello, dear. What can I do for you today?
I am seeking a reading.
A reading? Reading of the palm, a reading of the scalp, reading of the tea leaves. What are you particularly looking for, of course?
I always prefer the tea leaves.
Ah, the tea leaves. They are quite fun. I do them a little differently. I'm more of a reader of the smoke. I take the leaves and I burn them, and then the color and pattern of the smoke tells me your story.
Sounds intriguing. Consider me your customer for this afternoon.
Interesting. Well, come on in. She gets up. The cat kind of coils away. She leads you to the inside of the tent. It's a very simple tent. It's got a square table in the middle with 2 chairs. You can see candles and books and little pieces of artwork and other things kind of spread around the interior of the tent. And she sits you down. She goes over and there are all these little ceramic jars on these shelves. And she looks at you and she kind of closes her eyes. You can see that she's in the midst of some kind of spell. She then reaches into 4 different jars. One jar is, it says the word moonleaf on it. Another jar says a starweed on it. Another jar says chocolate fennel weed. And then another jar says ivory weed on it. She takes these little bits out of each. She rubs them in her hand. She gets a little bit of beeswax out of a bowl. She puts it in with it. She rubs it. She takes a little touch of black powder, mixes it with that, and then she sets down a stone bowl in the middle of the table, and she sets it in the middle of the bowl. Your hands, dear, if you don't mind.
I put them out.
She grabs your fingertips and kind of smiles softly at you. You watch as the herb concoction in the bowl suddenly flare and begin to burn. It burns gold, it burns blue, it burns red, a little bit of orange, a little bit of pink. But the last bit it burns is strange, and there's even a twitch in her hands. The flame turns briefly black, like the flame itself has a black kind of hue to it. And then it fades, and then the smoke begins to coil off the bowl and like turn into a light purple, yellow, and green kind of smoke that drifts up into the top of the tent. There's a little bit of sweat on the brow as she's kind of interpreting all these signs, and she gently lets go of your hands. Well, dear, if you don't mind me asking, you've already been on quite a journey, haven't you?
Quite the journey.
The transition of the colors of smoke tell me that you've already witnessed your own death, whether by dream or by premonition.
Yes, it is true to it's true to what you're sensing, as always.
The black flame tells me that your story is not yet written, that is in the process of being written. The different colors of the smoke tell me that you still have quite a journey to go on, that you and some friends are solving a particularly challenging problem, and that this journey is going to not only define each one of you, but potentially define those that are near and dear to you. You have an energy, dear girl. You have a unique energy. Your study, what is it that you practice?
Mainly the cards. I've dabbled in tea, though. The readings that you're probably familiar with.
And of course, dear girl, do you have a patron?
Very near and dear to me.
And how is that relationship?
Symbiotic, mostly. But Eldir is kind of like hesitating a little bit, like, I've never thought about like in depth, you know.
Yeah. Well, you see, when people take the road that people like us take, we choose to absorb our magic in many different ways. I am going to charge you 20 gold for the reading, but I want to give you a gift. I have not seen colors and flames like this in a very long time. Your journey is not going to be an easy one. She gets up with a bit of slowness to her, kind of touching her back with a little slight touch of pain. She goes to a series of shelves and she picks off a wooden, like a wooden totem. And it's in the shape of a bird, a simple raven. It's got a kind of lacquered finish to it. It's very well constructed. There's some kind of like glyphs or charms that are on the small wooden statue, like the small wooden charm. When you are in dire need and your patron isn't being clear to you, take this item, place it in the palm of your hand, speak the word trust, and then crush it. It'll force your patron to be true to you.
Thank you for your wisdom.
Of course, of course. And it's been a long time since I've made an acquaintance of anyone that burns a black flame. Your journey is going to be exciting, to say the least.
Well, I do certainly hope so.
Pay the 20 gold. She leads you out of the tent back out in the street where Lyra and Bludgeon are waiting for you. And the three of you begin to head off in the direction of the anvil.
Always good to get a bit of a different perspective.
As we travel, I will keep an eye out for the symbols of the three women that I saw, being the tree, the rising sun, and I think it was a hand to lightning bolt.
Yep, the tree, the rising sun, and the hand holding a lightning bolt. Look at you, Bludgeon, with your photographic memory. You must be a computer guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's more of a curse than a benefit sometimes. There are plenty of things I wish I could forget. Give me a perception check, because this would be more with you glancing around quickly in order to see if anything triggers your mind.
Here we go.
And you do have a D4 for guidance as well.
And another D4. 11.
11?
Probably not.
Yeah, looking around, I mean, sometimes you see something that you think might make sense, but as you get closer to it, it just doesn't make sense. You see a tree image on something, and it turns out to be something else. There's like, it's kind of like that feeling when you buy a new car and suddenly everyone's driving your car, that you buy. Like, you see it more in your mind than you're actually seeing it. But unfortunately, looking through the busy market streets, no significant sign or anything that looks similar to it.
Do I notice that Bludgeon's doing this, or would Bludgeon kind of give off the impression that he's looking for these symbols?
I leave that up to Bludgeon.
I'll straight up say I'm looking.
Dear, I think we might stop by the library. The story is also familiar to me, and I feel like it's something in our history. We might be able to find it there.
Let's go there. Should we let's hit the anvil first.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we have time, we can go to the library.
Sounds like a good schedule for today.
With that, as you guys course through the different walkways, the many different kiosks and things that are around you, you find yourself walking through an open-aired blacksmithy. Everything about his shop is wide in the open. You can see this very well-built but older-looking dwarf who is currently pounding a chunk of metal. The dwarf that's with you, if you don't mind, I'm going to head back to the Laughing Lamia. I don't think we're going to get in any trouble today. I got some things I'd like to take care of. You three take care. I'll see you this evening back at the inn.
See you this evening.
And he kind of wanders off into the crowd. Every now and then looking over to his every now and then he looks over his shoulder, and you catch him glancing at the person at the forge, the dwarf at the forge, kind of shakes his head and disappears into the crowd.
What's wrong with the dwarf at the forge?
Give me an insight check.
19.
Clearly, Dravorak was familiar with him, and seemed eager to head off on a different direction as soon as you guys arrived at the Anvil Gate. So he might know him, might not, but definitely caused him to not want to be around.
Okay.
Maybe some dwarven rivalry.
We have
Potentially.
What is the dwarves' name here?
It was, we were told it
Durnan?
was Durnan
Durnan?
Fellforge. Durnan.
Durnan.
Durnan Fellforge. The ringing of the anvil, the sound of the bellows, the hot smell and copper smell, and every now and then the smell of steam as he quenches metal. He sees the three of you standing on the edge of his smithy, and he sets everything down, takes off his gloves, and, well, what can I do for you?
I'm going to pull out a basilisk fang and say,
Oh, excellent, excellent. How many of these do you have?
4.
4. Oh, quite nice examples. May I borrow one for a brief moment?
I will hand it to him.
He takes it and he goes over to his table and he starts rubbing it on different stones. He rubs it on a couple different pieces of metal. He dips it into an oil, and then kind of after he dips it into an oil, he looks at it up in the sunlight. Oh, these are good specimens. Not the good northern rot basilisks. These are underdark basilisks for sure.
Yeah.
Begs the question, are you lot from Craghammer then?
No.
No, we just
Oh.
on the way.
Interesting. Well, this is usually where these basilisks come from. These are called deep dark basilisks. These are the ones that my ancestors have fought for years up in Craghammer whenever they open up new mines. Quite pests up there for sure. Well, I can either fuse the 4 of them together and make a blade from them, of course, or I can make 4 small daggers with them.
What do you think, Bludgeon? Which one do you want? A blade or daggers?
Blade. You know,
A
I
blade.
have 2 good blades now, but maybe we could sell it.
I could make this into a long sword, and I could put an enchantment on it. Can make it into a long sword +1 if you're interested.
Wait, out of character. Bludgeon, what longsword did you get from the last group of...
It was the moon-touched sword.
All it does is give off a glow
glow?
of light. Yeah.
Okay, then
Well,
you can...
That's a good upgrade. +1.
That is a good upgrade. And you could probably get Gilmore to, sell you or buy it for a pretty penny. The moon-touched one.
Back into character, I pull out the long sword and say, would you trade?
Or it wouldn't be a fair trade, but what I could do is I could incorporate the moon touch enchantment into this blade as well. That would mean I wouldn't have to use the resources, and I could do that part for free. And I can manufacture and sell this back to you as a complete. So it would have moon touch ability on top of the +1 for attacks and damage. I could sell it to you for 1,500 gold, of course.
That's good.
Good deal. I think that is a good deal.
Excellent, excellent. Well, leave me your blade, leave me the resources. Come back here tomorrow afternoon. I'll have it finished.
Here's one more thing.
Yes.
We have a spike from a spider, a giant poisonous spider.
Oh, allow me, please. Let me see that. He takes it and he looks at it. His brow kind of furrows, and you say this came from a spider?
It did.
Interesting. He takes it over to his table, starts working on it. I have never seen its like. It's a bit on the brittle side to be made into a weapon of melee. But because of its length and it being hollow, I can certainly make it into a blowgun for you. And if you notice here at the very end of where you harvested the stinger from the creature, well, it must have been a magical creature, because at the very end of it, there is a small poisonous sac of venom that seems to regenerate after you use it. Here, let me show you. He turns it around and he takes like a little metal spike and he pokes at this weird green little tiny gelatinous sac at the end of the hollow tube. It pops and then the liquid runs through the through the hollowness of the tube, but then the sac regenerates and reforms. I'm not sure what kind of poison that is. You'd probably have to go over to Sister Lethwin to learn that, but I could certainly turn this into a blow dart for you.
Oh man, I'm not proficient with blowguns.
Bludgeon would be.
Let's get a blowgun out of this.
Excellent. Leave me the parts. This should only cost you about 50 gold for me to do this proper. I'll tell you what I'll do for you so you don't have to waste your day. I'll send a messenger over and I'll have Sister Lethwin swing by my shop and I'll have her examine it so I'll know what kind of poison it is.
Cool.
Is this the same person that needs to meet the halfling or knows about the halfling?
Yes.
Okay. That'll be good. Thank you very much for the delivery.
Of course, of course. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, you three.
See you tomorrow. Okay,
so when you mentioned the library, Eldira, are you thinking of the Lyceum?
Yes, if it's the most extensive library in our locale, I would probably suggest we go there.
It is located in the Temple Ward. It's adjacent to the Cloudtop District. It's actually free for people to use. What's not free is if you have people help you interpret or if you have to copy out information and then take the information with you. So you're free to peruse the library. You'll have a Lyceum student with you at all times while you're doing whatever it is that you're doing there. And they're able to help you. And usually they expect a tip of like a couple silver for the aid. It's usually a gold to copy a single page of information.
All right. And Lyceum, right?
Is that her copying the page or the aide copying the page?
Her.
Okay.
Or whoever's copying it.
Well, let's go.
All right.
As you guys head out of the area of the promenade, you find yourself in an area known as the Ivory Row. And you're now officially in the Temple Ward. Being here in the Temple Ward, the vibe is very different. You can see lots of different people attending services at all the different temples within the Temple Ward. There's the dedication of the Temple of Helm. There's a dedication of a temple to the Dawn Father. There's one dedicated to the Wild Mother. And there's another one dedicated to the Raven Queen, which is a newer temple within Emon. This was built to honor the group known as Vox Machina, who had helped liberate Emon from Thordak's reign and from the Clovis Conclave. The gardens here are all newly done. There's lots of places to collect things, work on things. There's students out and about reading. The Lyceum lies in the middle of the circle of gardens around the Ivory Row. A very grand structure that rises up into the air. It's maybe 4 stories. It's the largest building within the Ivory Row. And there are a lot of people coming and going. A lot of people who practice a lot of things, whether it's engineering, arcane study, alchemy, enchantment, people who study faith and religion, all know that this, in most of Tal'Dorei, is the most renowned place that people come to learn things about both the most recent past in history of Emon, but the ancient past in history since the period pre-founding and on of the other portions of Tal'Dorei as well. The three of you find yourself going up the stairs and into the interior of the waiting area, reception area of the Lyceum. Once inside the Lyceum, you could see its grandiose nature. Books stacked so high that you lose the scale of the place into the dark rafters. Many stairwells that lead off into many different directions. Very crowded tables with people eagerly in attendance with a student and busy either copying or making pictures or images or making maps or doing whatever they do as they copy information into it. A young male student wearing the blue, gold, and white of the Lyceum sees the three of you kind of standing in the reception area. He eagerly hurries over and looks at the three of you. My name is Stuart. Can I be of help to you?
Yes, we're
Stuart.
looking for a piece of familiar history or a bit of unfamiliar history.
Is it history related to Taldori, related to Exandria in general, Marquette, Wildmont, or the Shattered Isles, or maybe even Isra? Is there a specific location we could focus it down to?
I don't think we know.
Oh, dear. Well, I've always found that if you don't know what you're looking for, start with mythology and work your way towards reality.
How about this, Bludgeon? Mention at least the one scene of, were there 3 very influential women with crests of
Of a tree, a rising sun, and a man with a lightning bolt. And they're
Oh, I know that one quite well. Come with me. He begins to guide you deep into the Lyceum, up some stairs, into the further deeper stacks of the Lyceum. You're up on the 2nd floor. Takes about 10 minutes, and he's just chattering on about the different parts of the stacks that you're currently in. And then you notice he takes you into a section called religion. And as he guides you into the religious stacks, he looks over at a section of shelves, and he begins to pour through them. And he pulls a book, and on the cover of the book, it's an image of a tree, a hand holding a lightning bolt, and your third image. So all 3 images, but they're overlapped, almost like a Celtic knot. So they're kind of overlapped with each other. And the title of the book is called The Three Fates.
okay.
I was thinking that's where that was going.
Do you know? Can you tell us about the 3 fates?
I don't know much about them personally, but this section of the Lyceum is my favorite. Dabbles in myth, religion, and superstition, and other things that I find very interesting. As far as I know, the 3 fates are said to be 3 goddesses that never quite made it to godhood. They were known to inspire people in battle, known to inspire people in faith, and known to be inspiring in religion as well. My understanding is they lost favor with the gods because they were seen to be too chaotic, too unreliable. And at some mythical battle that they were involved in was the last time they were ever seen. It's about the most I know. I have to have a cursory knowledge of it in order to file it in the correct stacks. Other than that, you're free to peruse the book, copy from it that you think has value or not.
All right. Why don't we go ahead and crack open that book?
Right, around the table, and we're looking through it page by page. Can
Okay.
we read?
So a little lantern with a kind of open flames aren't allowed in here. So all the lanterns are basically enchanted rocks that glow with various degrees of light. The taller you pull the hood, the brighter the lantern gets. It sits on a table, so you're able to pull the hood up and give enough light. The book is now on the table as you guys are kind of all 3 watching as Bludgeon is sifting through the book. It is considered a book of religion and religious stories. So anyone is free to give me a religion check, and we could do this as a group check. So I would say if anyone does religion, history, or investigation, we'll tally up those rolls and see how high it is on the average and see what you guys learn as a group.
Okay, I'm going to use history.
Derek should have been with us. We could have got
I
guidance.
know we don't have guidance.
Oh,
for
that's
it.
right. You don't have guidance right now. Yeah. Forgot about that.
All right. Do we get
No advantage.
we don't know advantage. Okay. All right. We're just doing average. Got it.
6
Investigation, history. I think history.
remains a mystery.
Um,
19.
wow, that's not great. 14.
14, 19, and 6. I'd say the 6 and the 19 bring us down to about an average of 14. So say as a group, the average is about a rough 14. There are at least 2 interesting things that you pick up on as you read through some of the chapters of the book. One thing that you pick up on is that these individuals called the 3 Women of Fate are said to be a bit like tricksters, and they enjoy tricking people into believing in themselves. They believe that everyone knows their own fate, but it doesn't present itself until you're shown something or you're kind of nudged or pushed in a particular direction to discover what that fate is. It is said that these 3 women of fate are 3 sisters of the same bloodline, that they once belonged to an emperor who existed pre-founding. During the period.
Wi-Fi needed, and
Jesus, what the hell was that? Is that another
Right, I don't
pod
know.
attack?
No, that was my phone.
It would appear that they once served an ancient elven emperor pre-founding. This emperor threw his lot in with the defense of Vasselheim during the tail end of the period of founding, and was said to have dedicated his daughters to the aid of Vasselheim. Some say that these daughters inspired men of courage and women of courage to fight in this fight that waged for a very long time, nearly causing the collapse of Vasselheim. And some say that the only reason that it survived is because of the contribution of these 3 daughters. But you're reading through the book, the rest of the book is about their myth, is about their mystery, their conspiracy, their myth. The idea that after the great battle, they vanished, were never seen from again. The emperor's kingdom fell to the Dwendalians in Wildmont, and the emperor's past was lost to the fates and to history. Some believe they may have traveled to Singorn after Singorn revealed itself many, many decades and centuries ago. Some believe that they wander the high plains of central Taldori, preferring the company of Halfling. More importantly, preferring the company of the sauropod communities that wander the midland wastes of the High Plains. Great dinosaur creatures that wander with small halfling villages on their back. They trade in goods and are quite nomadic people within the High Plains. From time to time, they are known to visit Kaimel, one of the few towns that came out a little bit more unscathed during the Cloven Conclave conquests, which is now under the rulership of a Goliath organization that has taken it onto their personal clan to rebuild and bring Kaimel back up to its once glory that it once was. This clan is said to be related to Grog Ironjaw.
Oh, okay.
As they felt personally responsible what had happened at Kaimel and decided to bring it back into its former glory.
What was that
They-
battle called? The Battle of Vasselheim?
The Battle of Vasselheim, correct. I see you taking notes. Of course, here is the information and requirements. It is a gold per page, of course. However, I saw that you made a note there of the history of the Battle of Vasselheim. That is one that I can help you with. A long time ago, near the ending period of the founding, when the Titans once raged across the uncivilized portions of Exandria, more importantly, of the land of Isra, a great battle was fought outside the gates of Vasselheim. It waged for over a year until a star fell to the ground. The star was then brought into the Platinum Temple, and it is said that this is what helped in the defense of Vasselheim. Some believe it was the Tear of Bahamut. Others believe it just to be an omen, a star that was found and had garnered people the ability to resist the incursion of the individuals that were waging war on Vasselheim at that time. I believe Vasselheim now, however, has fallen into, shall we say, a bit of hard times. The temples have all been abandoned. It is not really considered a place of the holy beacon anymore. The Cobalt Soul has withdrawn from Vasselheim, as well as most of the High Bearers are no longer practicing there. They have kind of retreated to other regions of Exandria and spreading what remains of the gospel amongst those that still want to believe that the gods still wander Exandria. Most believe with the absence of the gate and with what happened with the solstice, the idea of divinity is beginning to fade, of course. And if you look, the busiest section now of the Lyceum is the Arcane Library. Contains over 12,000 books. At any given time, 100 students and at least 500 to 1,000 people will cycle through here, copying from its great works. And then he points over to the divinity section. There's like 2 people there. One of them's asleep. Divinity has fallen on hard times, unfortunately.
Is the Wild Mother considered divinity or arcane?
Are you asking the student or out of character?
Out of character.
She is considered nature magic. She is neither divinity or arcane.
Neither. Okay.
And nature magic has very much made a resurgence. Arcane is the most popular. Nature magic has become the second most popular.
Okay.
Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
It was very useful.
We take some copies.
Of course. Write down your copies.
How many pages?
How many pages would you like? Let's see here. I believe 2 pages should do you fine. There'll be 2 gold, of course.
Thank you very much.
He takes a little wax stamp out of his small pocket, and he stamps both pages with this little kind of red lycelium seal to acknowledge that you've paid for these pages. And he's just like,
Don't forget to tip him.
Give him a gold.
he nearly falls over. Oh, are you
Probably
sure
could
that
have
he
been
pockets
sober.
the gold? He pockets. Are you sure there's nothing else I can do for you? You're
It's-
in the section I'm well versed in.
Anything smaller. Just remember us when we come back for more information.
Of course I shall, sir. Pleasure to have made your acquaintance, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. As he goes walking away, other students are like, he shows them the gold, like, gold, you got a gold? And there's like a gaggle of students like heading towards the door and heading out of the library.
Heading to the tavern.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, you basically gave him a week's wait.
They're like, we're getting out of here.
He definitely is going to remember you when you come back.
How was the Battle of Vasselheim related to this rift in time where Thordak was destroyed?
The Battle of Vasselheim will predate the Rift by significant centuries. The founding was a very long time ago, and the closing out of the founding the period of founding, this particular battle raged. Vasselheim, excuse me. Vasselheim is the oldest city in Exandria, and it is the only city that survived the old world of Exandria. Everything else in Exandria is newer than Vasselheim. Newer being many centuries newer, whereas Vasselheim is many, many, many centuries old.
Got it. Well, I
I
think
like music.
we need what I need anyway.
Yeah, I don't need anything in these books. They're cut down trees, tree corpses.
Well, there's
Tree corpses.
there's lonely clerics over here. Maybe we should just
They've
talk to one. The one that
tattooed tree corpses.
Tattooed tree corpses. It's dark, man. That's dark. Could be recycled. It also could be made from
still-
linen as well.
They're tattooed tree corpses.
Bludgeon, did you want to head over and talk to one of the clerics?
the
I'm
only
trying
one that's there.
Yeah, one's
Speak with
asleep,
Claire.
one's awake. The one that's awake is currently reading from an old tome dedicated to Helm. He's wearing the insignia of Helm on his medallion that's across his neck, and his robes are kind of tattered, a little bit worn, seen better days. And he seems to be kind of mumbling to himself as he reads. He'll look up and see you standing nearby. Sorry, dear boy. I didn't realize there were people here. He stands up, kind of onto his feet, a little wobbly from age and sitting too much. Is there something I can do for you?
Maybe you can. And I explain Vasselheim and the three fates and see if he knows anything about that.
Give me a persuasion check.
Share with me your knowledge.
Natural 20 plus 5.
Woo!
Nice. Well, I don't know much about this story of the three fates. I would have to look into more of that, but I could tell you the story of Vasselheim and how Emon is connected to that story as well.
Yes, that would be interesting.
Before there was stone, before banners or laws, before coin rang in the streets, there was only fear and distance. This land that we call Taldori was not empty, but it was unclaimed. There was a period of time known as the Calamity, and it had shattered the old world empires. Gods had even been said to have bled upon the soil and would learn a terrible lesson. Power without unity ends in ruin, unfortunately. In the generations that followed, people survived in pockets. Villages clung to rivers. Fortresses crowned hills. Mages hid their towers. Faiths warred quietly. Everyone remembered what happened when ambition went unchecked. The age of Arcanum is what brought us into a period of decadent and light, out of the old period of calamity, but unfortunately, we had not learned our lesson. A mage of power made a deal with a god, broke the agreement, and descended us yet into another period of calamity that we almost did not survive. We call this the period of divergence, when the gods fled, sealed themselves behind the gate, and only through the bare whispers of their divinity allowed us to practice faith and power with them. However, in the generations that followed, people survived in these pockets and villages and fortresses, and then once again, caravans began to move. Crossroads built, visitors visiting the land of Taldori for the first time. Refugees from Vasselheim were known to settle here. And that's how we share a story. If it wasn't for Vasselheim surviving the great war that they fought during the period of the end of founding and the beginning of calamity, Maybe Taldori would have never been settled. Maybe Emon never would have been found. However, among them, the survivors that fled here from Vasselheim, was a man named Abba. Abba had, well, no king, no mage, no lord, no priest, just a simple trader, very clever, generous, and very stubbornly idealistic. Abdar believed that wealth meant nothing if it only protected the wealthy. When bandits struck caravans, he paid for guards. When famine came, he opened his stores. When disputes flared, he sat both sides at his table and forced them to speak. Others began to follow his example. They then followed his lead. Wooden stalls became permanent stone. Guards became watchmen. Watchmen became the law. And so the Crossroads Market became a settlement. But settlements invite envy. Raiders tested it. Warlords eyed it. Monsters crept closer, and the people, merchants, farmers, laborers, realized something terrifying. If this place falls, everything we've built or rebuilt falls with it. So they did something unprecedented throughout the lands of Exandria. They asked for help, not from a tyrant, not from a god, but from each other. Temples sent healers, arcane orders sent wards, warriors swore oaths not to a crown, but to the city itself. Nobles invested coin without demanding ownership. Power was shared, begrudgingly at first, but then willing. Eventually, the great stone walls rose. By the way, the stone had come from some of the collapsed buildings of Vasselheim. Even some of the temples in the Temple Ward were built with those same stones. And the city was named Emon, a word from an older tongue meaning the gathering of many. Not the throne city, not the holy city, but for the first time in Exandria's existence, a people's city. It would endure plagues, conclaves of dragons, like gives you all knowing wink, betrayals from within, and fire from the sky. It would fall and rise again. Something about this city makes it unending. It may not be ancient like Vasselheim, but some of its bones are from Vasselheim. But it was founded with a single fragile ideal. The civilization survives only when no one stands alone. He leans forward. Remember that. When you walk its streets, when you spill blood for it, when it asks something terrible of you, he gives you a brief smile, just a faint smile. Cities like Emon don't need heroes because they are perfect. They need heroes because they are worth saving. Emon is the forever city, not because of its wealth and its history, but because of its people. And we still stand to this day, even with the dreaded outcome of the solstice and the absence of the belief of the absence of the gods that are said to walk Exandria with us once again. We still continue to strive. And even though the arcane now has taken center stage and is responsible for the wealth and the caretake of the city, it's the people that still matter. It's the people that make up the bones, the blood, and the skin of this place is why it survives. This is a lesson that we learned from Vasselheim. It's a lesson that we take to heart. It's a reason why a council rules this city and not a monarch. It was, well, the last monarch that we had was during the period of Thordak's reign. And never again did a king reign. It's always been the council since then. And I would say the last person that would have memory of that, who used to live here in her tall tower up in the cloud top. She went by the name, well, it's been a while since I spoke her name. And that's me pausing for notes.
I have a question for him after
Yeah.
after all the train of thought is finished. I don't want to interrupt.
that's great note taking, but sorry, Alora Vassorin. Alora Vassorin was the last great mage of our time. She bared the weight and the memory of both a period of time of great struggle, the period of time that Thordak reigned over the city, the near ascension of Vecna to the material plane, and the eventual confrontation in Vasselheim after the defeat of the wicked elf who was responsible for the solstice. I'm sorry, I was lost in memory, of course.
Thank you for the story and the update.
I'm awake.
I am curious. We keep hearing of this battle in Vasselheim, how important it was. But who was it that they were fighting?
It's a difficult question to answer. Some of that history has been lost to time for a reckoning. Some believe the wild folk of the Northern Waste. Some believe Titans and their followers, people who believed in the foul gods of the fallen. There are many stories of what they fought. Evil, demonic creatures, devils, things that erupted from the very ground itself, seeking to tear down the great walls of Vasselheim. But mostly, most people believe followers of the fallen gods were the main target of their ire.
Do you
That's
think
so interesting?
more about it?
I don't know much more than the religious teachings that the scholars guide us through. We know it was a transitional period of time. I do know that there's a myth about an emperor who aided Vasselheim in its defense and supposedly sacrificed 3 of his daughters to do it. He called I believe he referred to them as the Fated 3. They fought well. It's even said that the 3 of them, along with the rather strong contingent of their emperor's guard, brought down a Titan at a grisly cost, unfortunately.
What happened to the Fated 3?
Not many know. The histories don't tell much. They didn't seem to survive the histories of that time. Some say that they disappeared into the ancient elven city of Singorn, found respite there, and were never seen again. Unfortunately, their father, the emperor, fell in battle in Vasselheim. So the survivors of the family did not fare well afterwards. The empire long falling to the Dundalians, I believe, in Wildmont, and absorbed that family into the Zimian Empire as well.
Indeed.
You said there was a grisly cost. What was the grisly cost?
Many fell in that battle. Vasselheim nearly completely destroyed.
Okay.
Many thousands died defending Vasselheim, but yet many felt as if all it did was stave off the infection that festers now. Without divinity, what hope is there really for a future of pure arcane? Arcanum, the age of Arcanum, has taught us not to trust the arcane as much as they'd like us to forget.
Okay. I'm looking at Bludgeon.
So I think we've spent enough time here with you. Do you think Alora would be approachable if we went to talk to her? And how would we do that if we could?
Oh no, dear sir, I apologize. I was not clear. She died a couple years ago.
Okay.
And who, may I ask, took over her?
I believe the leading contender is a dragonborn fellow. He currently leads the guild, the guild that's responsible for the reconstruction of Cloudtop.
Ah,
Dabanex or Dubnex or Stepdub, something like that.
Dredovix? Theriax?
Theriax.
Oh
Theriax.
yes, yes.
David?
Theriax.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Well, thank you very much.
thank you.
Get back to your poem. We'll be leaving.
Of course, of course.
Thank you.
Good day, good day. And he kind of goes back to his reading. Before you guys could walk out of the area, he's already asleep. You can just hear his like snores as you guys walk out of that section of the library.
We're the high point of his day.
Probably.
Oh my gosh, that guy almost put me to sleep.
Life in a library.
Yes. Tattooed dead tree corpses.
Okay.
That's
Let's
what
head.
you got out of it, Lyra.
Where are we going out?
I prefer live trees to dead trees.
Nice musty smell.
I'm going to reach into my bag and pet my tree.
Oh, as you reach into your bag and pet your tree, it is now glowing a slight yellowish glow.
Oh, close the bag.
Like yellowish good magical or yellowish my leaves are dying.
Give me an insight check or an arcana check if you'd like.
We said glowing, not. Oh, that's weird. Okay, you said arcana?
I got an 8. I'm a fighter. I don't know.
Was it insight and arcana?
Insight
Or
insight or arcana.
Okay. I will choose arcana, but I got a 17.
As soon as the three of you continue walking away from this portion of the Lyceum that you're in, the glow fades. Almost as if maybe something triggered the tree back in that section you just walked by. Give me a perception check as you
Look
glance around.
See what we passed by. For a 12.
16.
Where's our D4, buddy?
What
Where
is up with my notes? Do you remember the name of the evil elf from the Solstice part of campaign 1? Anybody?
Evil
like
elf, the one
the main antagonist versus Vox Machina for 4 seasons.
the guy that stole the
No. He's not the one that stole the beacon. I cannot believe I can't find him in my notes. It is absolutely going to drive my OCD.
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it.
Nuts.
Evil elf. Evil elf
And I know I've got him in my notes. I use him as a reference all the
Machina is, I don't know. That says Sondor. No, not Keyleth. Not
the Apogee Solstice. Ludinus Deleth. Thank you.
Lewdness.
I found Ludinus.
Lewdness. Well, do you think we should walk around the plant and see if we can use it as a beacon? Maybe it triggers something?
None of that came up on Google. You failed me, Google.
I just put in the elf that died in the Battle of the Apogee Solstice.
Oh, that I didn't put in. Okay. So do we see anything?
Well, what'd you get on your perception roll?
I don't remember.
I got an 8.
Mine was in the teens, but I think I got a 13 or a 12.
I would say the only thing
Should
that
I
you
roll
noticed.
again?
No, that's fine. It was a DC 10 to notice it. The only obvious person of interest, because they kind of stick out a bit like a sore thumb, you see a very young looking half elf. He's got very short white hair on the sides and a bit of a curl to the top of his white hair. He's wearing an engineer's jacket. He's got a rifle slung over his shoulder. He's wearing the black, purple, and green Whitestone colors of the engineer's guard. He looks like maybe he's in his low 20s, but every time you guys walk near him, the plant gives off a strange glow.
He's from Whitestone. And the sentry's from Whitestone. Okay. Weird.
I go up to this fire.
Coincidence? Why would we go up to him? We don't need to go up to him having a sentry in
Like,
my
Bludgeon's getting ready to walk up to him, and Lyra like grabs his hand, pulls Bludgeon back.
Let's get things done, Bludgeon says. I'll just go.
We can help.
You go up to Bludgeon goes up to him and says, "Why is my tree glowing around you?" No. That's not good. That's not good.
I mean, we can talk to him.
Mhm.
Talk to him. I'll talk to him, and I say, the
Hey,
gentleman,
I like your jacket.
that gentleman can help you find something if you're lost. Have a good day. Just kind of like drop the hand.
He left. The gentleman Stuart, who was helping us, left because you gave him a week's worth of pay. Oh, the guy's sleeping. Okay.
He's kind of like standing, looking around, or he's sitting at a chair, looking around, and Bludgeon, you approach him.
Just casually, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't see you there. Hello. He gets up on his feet. He goes, no, I'm not lost. I know exactly where I am. I'm just waiting for an opportunity to go and find a book I've been looking for. My name is Micah de Rollo. Pleasure. What is your name?
Look,
Ooh,
hold on.
Baby of the Derolos. Cousin, baby, how old? You said 20?
He's like 21 years old.
Does he look like?
He looks more like Percy's sister, but definitely has Percy's hair. So
What's
he
his
might
first
be
name again?
Micah.
Micah.
M-I-C-A. Micah de Rollo.
Micah. Okay.
That's so cute. We meet a baby Derolo.
what are you looking for?
Oh, well, I'm supposed to meet a patron of mine. Perhaps you know him, Professor Dawn.
No, doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, too bad. Bludgeon, give me a deception check, if you would, please. Just in case.
One.
What is it?
They rolled a natural one.
Oh.
Plus 5.
Okay, wait. Well, Bludgeon does a poor, a bad.
Like you could see that Micah's got a quizzical look on
Yeah.
his face.
I
Like,
say, oh, Bludgeon, you are such a jokester. Of course, we know Professor Dorn.
Lovely ladies.
Yeah.
Oh, you're aware of Professor Dorn?
Yes,
Oh.
aware.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard that he worked with Whitestone.
yes,
Also,
he is.
Sometimes
he is-
visits the tavern that we go to. I've noticed him a couple times here
Oh.
and there.
Yes, he is a fan of the Laughing Lamia. Lamia is a good friend of my family, of course. Professor Dorn is in charge of the engineering school in Whitestone. I traveled with him here some 4 or 5 months ago, and I've been studying at the local engineering studies within both the Lyceum and other places throughout Emon. I've been helping in the fabrication and engineering works of the rebuilding of the Citadel of the Cloud Top, of course, the new seat of power to the Arcane Council that now is in charge of Mon. I provide guidance and, of course, bring all this information back to my mother, who shares it with my uncle and my aunt.
My God, I want to say autograph. I do as a player, not as a
Right. It's like, oh, can you sign this fan photo that I have of you?
It's like a minor illusion on a leather tablet.
Right.
And he's roughly 6 feet tall, slender build, has that kind of typical royalty look about him. A little bit of, you can tell he comes from money. He's got a nice rapier at his hip. the rifle slung across his back. He carries the
He's got
white
the
stone.
jawline. He's got the hair.
Yeah, he's got the white stone badge lapel that says he's been that he's served and trained within the White Stone Rifle Guard. He's got at least 2 pips for courage, so he's fought in battles before. He's got that look of someone who knows he's young and enjoys the fact that he knows he's young and he can survive most things that most people can't survive. But he does give off a bit of a concern. He looks like he's been waiting here for a while, and what was annoyance has turned into concern for the fact that Professor Dorn has not arrived. He'll even express a notion of, I've been sitting here for some 4 hours and he has yet to arrive. I'm not sure what to do, to be honest with you.
He knew he was meeting you here?
Yes. That's who I've been waiting for.
Have you checked at the Lamia Inn? Or the Laughing Lamia?
Yes, I went by there this morning. No sign of him. I then went over to the promenade streets. I know he likes to take in some of the arcane shops. Headed over to one of the temples and then up to the Cloudtop district and back down here. And here I am waiting for him to arrive, hoping that he'll get my message.
Is one of those areas that he mentioned where Professor Dorn's office is? Because he's got an office, right? In town?
The Cloudtop.
Okay, and he mentioned the Cloudtop.
Yeah, he keeps an engineering office up in the Citadel where he's supervising the construction of the Citadel.
And Micah mentioned the Cloudtop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Micah, you said you're an engineering person. Are you working on any machinery that's unique?
Yes, I am currently working on the new stanchions that will be used to allow the airships to dock with the new Citadel once it is fully functioning. We haven't yet acquired enough broomstone to allow it to float above the city, but we're still working on it. But yes, I'm the lead engineer for managing this task.
Is the airship dock a normal piece that is installed there? Is that part of the plan?
It used to be there before the Great Scar was made, and the old castle fell into ruin after Thordak was involved in the reign of Emon. But this
ripped it apart.
What's that?
I said he sat on it and ripped it apart.
Pretty much. Of course, now that the structure has been fully rebuilt, we want to. The plan is at some point when we have enough broomstone embedded into the underside of the Citadel, we are going to use some old arcane magic to allow the Citadel to permanently float above the cloud type. That way it can remain fully protected for any future incursion. The plan was to then build stanchions and scaffolding and ways for airships to then dock to the Citadel to allow people to come and go back and forth from the Citadel once it's elevated to its new height, of course.
That's quite a project. When will that be done?
Not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I am expecting, hopefully, within the next week or so, a delivery of broomstone from both Vasselheim and from Drusar. It's a rather large amount. It should be the final delivery that we need to begin the final steps of imbuing the magic into the Citadel, which will allow us to move on to the next part of the project, of course, which is to retrieve an ancient relic that will allow us to float the Citadel up into the sky. Unfortunately, that relic is become quite impossible to find. I'm to leave.
Relic?
I don't know what it's called, to be honest with you. I'm supposed to leave for Zadash and consult with the Cobalt Soul over its source and its name. I believe it's a ancient relic from the Greylands. It once belonged to the old ancient flying cities during the period of Arcanum. Problem is we can't seem to locate it or identify specifically what it is. But supposedly there is someone that goes by the name of Caleb Widogast that lives in Zadash, that is aware of the name of the reliquary and where it might be found.
Oh, Caleb.
Of course,
As
another
he's
friend of
as,
the family.
as he's talking, I'm trying to see if there's anything on him visible that could potentially make the tree glow.
Yeah, give me a perception check with advantage because of the fact that you know the tree is affected by this person.
23.
23. Oh my God, Josh is coming for. Who's Josh?
The
Which-
guy that took the many pigs.
Oh, good. So he's going to come and take the last two boy pigs. The two boy.
Well, potentially. I also, at the same time, got that Amanda chick messaging me about coming out and buying, pigs too. So and roosters. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to figure out.
You all
Whoever
have
shows up
animals?
first wins. Yeah, yeah.
Well, he's going to be there tomorrow at 10 a.m.
If he's there tomorrow at 10 a.m. and he actually shows up and hands me the cash, I mean, it's all good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was told 30, right?
I have not told him that the one is deaf because we only have one black pig and the deaf boy left, right?
Correct.
Okay, then I have
I
to
think
tell
he
him.
knows one of them's deaf because I told
Yeah.
him about it. So
So I have to tell him that we have the one black boy and one the pink deaf boy.
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna message him that.
sorry, I saw your message and I was like, this is something I wanted to get done before we went on vacation. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That means I can move Miss Piggy over and I don't have to worry about moving her to the new pen on the other side of the property. Somebody had a question and I missed it. I apologize. Oh, you were rolling to see what he might be wearing. What'd you get for
Yeah.
your perception roll with advantage?
19 plus 4, 23.
23. There is a golden leaf on the other side of his lapel, and it looks like it might have been an actual leaf that was dipped in gold. You would recognize it as a guardian of the sun tree. So you think
So
that your
it's a
plant is
sun tree leaf
correct?
dipped in gold. Okay.
Yes.
So my plant is probably
Reacting to
sun
that.
tree leaf.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Well, it's been an awful pleasure meeting all of you. If you don't mind, I'm going to go try again to see if I can track down the professor. If you happen to see him, would you let him know that Micah Del Rolo is looking for him, and let him know that I'll be waiting for him up at the engineer's office up at the Citadel.
Of course.
When did
Excellent.
you see Professor Dorn last?
Oh, I want to say I think I saw him 3 days ago when he was helping me with some research. He said that
Okay.
he wanted to go up to the Scar and do some additional research. I've already checked his Vardo, didn't see anything there, and didn't see him near the sites of the Scar either. So yes, about 3 days ago, I believe, is when I last saw him.
Okay. Well, thank
Well,
you.
Good day to you all. Pleasure meeting you. And
Pleasure
you watch
meeting
as
you.
he, of course, and he just kind of saunters out of the library and
And we
out
watch him
into the street.
saunter.
you and a lot of people in the Lyceum, of course.
Mhm,
And they all do
mhm.
that classical, High School Musical.
Yep.
Where would you guys like to go next?
So 3 days ago, Professor Dorn left, and we left about one night, or no, we came back one night ago
So it was
and left
2
one night
days
ago.
ago.
So he went in before us.
Possibly.
But when we were there, we asked the gnome lady that he hasn't been seen in a long time. From what I
Maybe
remember.
he was intercepted on the way there.
Or it could be part of this time shifting thing again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Should we pay him a visit,
Who? Professor Dorn?
Professor Dorn?
He's a.
I know it's like going into the snake's den, but
It is good. Spiriting the lion in his own den.
but we must keep. I feel like we need to keep up a front that we're still employed by him
Right.
Yeah.
until we figure out what his objective is.
Okay.
So maybe we go back to the Laughing Lamnia,
And
have a
look
couple
for
of
Dorn.
drinks, and discuss how we're going to approach Dorn. We all need to get our story straight because if he catches us, any one of us, off to the side, and our stories don't line up, it'd be a problem.
Okay.
know.
Okay. Okay. Agreed. I should probably just not talk then. We
We should also ask Darius what his problem was with the door.
Oh, we could do that too. But we I forgot. Never mind. That's what I was gonna say. Where did Professor Dorn say for us to meet him after our adventure?
At the Laughing Lamia, which will be
Okay.
approximately probably tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we're supposed to meet him at the Laughing Lamia tomorrow
And right now, I'd say it's afternoon.
afternoon.
You guys spent the morning doing some shopping at Gilmore's, at the Amble, and then
Shopping
wandered
and some
over
selling.
into the Temple Ward, did some studies in the Lyceum. So I'd say that eats up half a day.
Okay. I don't know if we want to go talk to
Oh,
Davrix?
Davrix, yes.
Davrix? Yeah. What do you think, Bludgeon? Do we want to go talk to Davrix?
Davrix is the dwarf or the dragonborn?
Davrix is the
Dragonborn.
Dragonborn.
We could.
Okay.
So as you guys head out of the Lyceum, out of the Ivory Road, and begin to head up towards the tower,
And- Discussing quietly, do we want to tell Davrix about the messenger bag information that we got from
Oh, we
Fat-
already have. He was going to have
Did we
somebody
tell
look
him?
into it. We did tell him about that.
We
I
did.
don't know if we
Uh,
told him about everything though.
We told him about the smuggling that was going on in the dock ward.
Mhm.
yeah, you told him about Padway. You told him about the smuggling,
Right.
and that you had acquired some information about it, and then he was going to, unfortunately, talk to
A general.
Listia, General Rhea Silvershroud is who he said he was going to talk to.
Right.
That is the
Mineral
master of
Silverthread.
that's the master of defense for the Cloud Top District.
Is that the one that was mentioned with the bribe?
No, Lustia Varys is the master of law.
Okay. Okay. I guess let's go.
What
Find
was your mission for him? We were to bring him just an
Oh, I
update.
didn't have it was for Professor Dorn. Something, bring
Right.
back
Yeah.
something to
Something
study.
interesting.
That was for Dorn, but what
Oh
about
crap. We didn't bring back anything interesting for him to study.
we sold it all?
I mean, we still have some teeth. No?
Nope, they're being turned into a longsword.
Yeah, but I can't see him wanting those things.
Right.
Well,
So
let's
as you
go.
guys
He owes us money.
wind through the streets and start heading up towards the Gilded Scale, which is this large tower that sticks up in the middle of these buildings and study halls and outbuildings, surrounded by a large garden. Lyra, you're leading everyone up the familiar gravel path towards the entryway into the Gilded Scale.
We do have something interesting. We have the silver necklace from one of the bodies of Professor Dorn.
That's true. You do.
Would that be terrible to hand that to him?
It might be a bad idea. To
Say,
hand
hey,
that
we
to
found your
him.
bodies.
Yeah, I think then it's like we just told him, we just told on ourselves.
Telling ourselves that we found. I mean, we don't have to tell him we found it on a body. We could tell him we found it just in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the light footsteps of the dragonborn kind of walking into the reception area. He looks up. Oh, Lyra, you're back. Your friends are back with you. How did your studies go? Were you able to complete your tasks for Professor Dorn, or did you rebuke the request?
It was weird.
That's
Out
an
of character.
interesting
Out of
answer.
Hold on, out of character. What did we say that we were going to talk to Dariax about? Tell him everything or not tell him everything?
I say we don't bring.
I mean,
up-
I know the dwarf doesn't trust him. I say we don't bring up about the part about seeing ourselves and
Okay.
like these portals and stuff like that. I say we did find a place.
That it sent us someplace and it was weird and there was a
And-
portal
and it-
back?
And it was a portal back into the Vardo of
Okay.
Professor Dorn, which if he had access to the place in the first place, why send us?
Right.
So I don't know. That I think those things are like fair to share.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Mhm.
And the fact that there were Thordak's remains.
We can mention
Okay.
that. I don't see a problem with that. That's something very large to hide.
Okay. So back in character. Yeah, it was weird.
Well,
It was
please
not a
have a seat. Let's discuss this. If someone like you, who you've been quite a dedicated pupil for some time now, felt that this was an odd situation, please have a seat. He points over to some oversized chairs, and an invisible servant brings a tray of drinks over and offers a seat to Eldira and Bludgeon to sit down as well. Now, begin from the beginning, of course.
Okay, from the beginning. When I was a child. No, I'm just kidding.
You did this in the interview process.
I did.
It wasn't funny then. It's a little bit more funny now.
So we set up our camp at the Scar. We went down. We took the scroll of mold earth. It was not mold earth.
Oh, interesting.
And we
What
took it
was it?
down. It was earthquake.
Oh,
I want to insight check him.
yeah, go for it. Give me an insight check.
— 18.
Yeah, he knew.
Of course he knew.
You read a slight inflection in his voice that was not there before, and he's not a very good poker player.
Now, why wouldn't he just tell us that it was earthquake? Why tell us that it's mold earth? I don't know that spell. Why would I know that spell?
But
So anyways,
yes, after you read
So-
the spell, what happened?
well, and we got down there, and there's a silence spell around it.
Oh, interesting. I've heard
So-
that some of the other mages have been practicing and preventing others from investigating the very center of the crater, but I was not aware it was a permanent situation. Go on.
It was very strange. And then, so we said the spell because I'm crafty. We said the spell, and we fell. It opened up a hole. It did actually open up something.
Oh, fascinating. And where did you and your friends end up at?
It was a cave that
A
Had-
subterranean feature directly underneath your feet? That's not too
I
unheard
don't
of.
think it was I don't think it was directly underneath. I think it took us someplace else, like a
Yes,
portal.
because we had to pass through the astral sea to even get there.
Yeah,
Oh
and we
my.
were floating. We were floating.
Whale
and
that-
we saw that big giant floating whale, and then someone looked like someone was reaching into a portal, like a
Bag of holding, probably.
bag of holding. Yes, it looked like someone was reaching into a bag of holding.
That very much sounds like you and your friends
Yeah,
were in the astral sea.
We got like
What happened
slashed
next?
with people's belongings. And then we fell again, and we ended up in this cave.
Oh,
And the cave had weird creatures in it. I mentioned, basilisk, underdark basilisk, and some green spider, and then
I can tell you what that spider was, of course.
oh, what was the spider?
It's called a phase spider.
Phase
they're-
spider?
Yes, they're known to move in and out of different planes of existence.
Oh, well, it was pretty vile. And
Very
then
toxic, very deadly.
really, and then we ended up seeing giant bones.
Giant
Not
bones.
not bones of a giant.
Oh.
Giant dragon bones.
Oh, you found Thordak's remains then. Now with this, he gets obviously very interested when you mention that you found Thordak's remains. Did you?
I don't know if they were Thordak. I know they were giant dragon bones.
Well, it would make sense that it might have been Thordak's remains. The magic that was unleashed in the crater was exceptionally powerful. Was there anything else that you found near or around or amongst Thordak's remains by chance?
The
No,
remains of his young.
Oh
trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
leave.
The remains of his young.
They died before they got there.
Fascinating. And were any of them unhatched?
I don't think we saw out of character. I don't think we saw any eggs, right?
Not that
We
you
did
remember
not see
seeing,
any-
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So, the spell that Professor Dorn gave you worked, moved you through a couple planes of existence and into wherever it is that Thordak's remains are now being maintained.
Yeah.
No surviving of his young that you saw.
Mm-mm.
Fascinating. Nothing else of curiosity then?
Well,
did
we
you- how
found
did-
a
How did you guys find your way back here?
what this part was interesting. We found a portal back into Professor Dorn's Vardo, which made us curious why he sent us here in the first place if he was able to access it himself.
But
Ooh,
it could be a
that's-
one-way portal.
It is very curious indeed. Lyra,
we
your
saw him-
specialty is nature, correct? That's your study. Bludgeon, of course, the study of martial combat. Eldira, I never got a chance to talk with you. What is it that you focus on?
All the occults.
Oh. Occult, you say? Fascinating indeed. Well, I'm not entirely sure what Professor Dorn is up to, but if I run into him, I shall ask him some questions then.
Oh, we still have to tell
Oh,
him what we
please.
found.
Yeah, please wait until we give him an update. I'd fear he would be pretty upset if we weren't to tell him first. But
Of course.
We're
of
not
course.
supposed to tell him until tomorrow.
yeah,
Oh, that's when you
When
meet
did you
with
see
him.
Professor Dorn last?
Oh, I haven't seen Professor Dorn in days. I think he was up at the Cloudtop Citadel 3 or 4 days ago, working in his engineering office, I believe.
Yeah, Micah Derolo is looking for him, and he hasn't seen him.
Oh, young DeRolo is here. That's right. He traveled with Professor Dorn from Whitestone. I'd forgotten about that. Very fine young lad. I should seek him out. Haven't talked
He
with
is
him in
very
some time.
fine.
Yes, Lyra, I see that gleam in your eye. And what did you and young Micah speak about? Did you see him or talk to him about anything in detail?
Professor Dorn.
Oh, was he looking for Professor Dorn?
yes, he said he hadn't seen him in
Wasn't-
3 days.
Oh, fascinating. When
And
was
this
it that
is leading
you
to-
guys spoke with him at the Laughing Lamia? Was that some 2 days ago then?
2 days ago.
Hmm.
Interesting. Wonder where he's been. And
I
you've
know.
seen no hide or have him since you've been back?
No, and the Vardo looked like it hadn't been opened in a while.
I shall have to make inquiries. I have a dinner planned with the general tonight. I was going to bring up the information that you shared with me about the smuggling. I'll bring up this inquiry about Professor Dorn as well. Do you have my lantern by chance?
Yes.
Oh,
And it
yes.
blew out your lantern.
Oh, thank you very much. He takes it, puts it back on a shelf with other items. So what is your next step, Lyra? When do you plan on doing some more research up at the Scar?
I don't have a next step. I haven't really thought past giving Professor Dorn the information.
Well, here,
Is there something that you need?
Well, nothing in particular, but allow me to gift you your stipend. Here's 100 gold for your activities so far. If you learn of any new information or do any more research up there regarding the scar, of course, I will gladly pay you for its value and its worth.
Yay.
Awesome.
Well, if you have anything that you need me to go get for you from the Scar, you can, send a messenger and let me know.
Absolutely. Are you staying at the Laughing Lamia then?
Yes.
Very well. Well, thank you for visiting me and enjoy the rest of your day. I have to prepare
Thank you.
myself to meet with the general.
Okay.
He guides the three of you back out into the boundary between the Temple Ward and the Cloud Top District, which is right before you have to take the gate to get into the Cloud Top District. And you're back. Yeah.
Before we're at the Laughing Lamia, when we're out of his earshot, I'm gonna look at the two and say, do we want to give him that page about the the bribe? Because he's going and talking to the general.
Let's use that. Let's keep that in our back pocket, and we might be able to lever it later on.
Right.
Okay.
We're gonna own this town.
So where you guys
own this town.
I don't want to own this town. I
Well,
don't
but you
wanna-
could save all those corpse trees.
Oh yeah, burn the libraries down. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go to the corpse trees and I'm gonna cast resurrect on them. So
That'll make for some interesting decorations in the Lyceum. Where are you guys heading off to next?
I say we catch up with Dariox
at the Lamia.
at the Lamia.
Okay.
I think I got his name down finally.
Yep.
After being forced to change it. Not forced, but encouraged to change it to his last name.
You guys are back at the Laughing Lamia. It is bumping. It's late afternoon by the time you get back there. So the crowds that are coming in are the beginnings of the crowd that have finished their day's work and are now looking for a meal, something to drink. You can see Dariax kind of sitting over at a table. He's got a pile of food and drink in front of him. And he kind of waves over at you guys to join him at the table.
We join him at the table.
We do.
Four of you sit there and grab a drink, grab some food. I bought it for the lot of us. How did your little excursions go? Find what you need? Get all the answers to all things of the world? Have you solved all of the mysteries that need solving?
Not all of them, but you were right about Dravorak.
Oh, what happened?
It was subtle, but when we mentioned what the scrolls did, and mind you, we didn't mention all the things that we experienced down there.
Yes, you got to be cautious of these arcane type. They tend to stick together no matter what.
I have a feeling that he does know a bit more than we were led to believe, and that he also has some form of connection with Professor Dorn. Because he mentioned he would talk to him.
Interesting. So at least we know he's in passing or aware that he's got some kind of relationship with Professor Dorn. I wonder how deep that goes.
I wonder too.
So here we sit.
Has Dravorak ever mentioned Professor Dorn in the past?
Not that you can recall. I mean, the amount of work that you've been doing for him over the past 6 months has just been a steady, charting the crater, bringing back samples, kind of. I would say the only thing that has been consistent in your work would be the equivalent of someone trying to map the crater is
Okay.
what he's been having you do so far.
Okay. When we were in the crater and we uncovered, it was a scale, right? Was it a scale? When we were digging in the ash.
On a tooth.
Was it a
It
tooth?
was a tooth. It was a
It was-
tooth.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
His tooth.
Okay. So we have a tooth from the scar, and we have a necklace,
Yeah, you believe the tooth might be from one of the young that
one of the younglings.
one of the younglings that you kind of sifted through the ash and found it.
That could be worth real money.
So, Dravorak, tell me,
Yeah.
with all this, there's just a little bit too much going on here. There has to be someone we can trust.
Oh, well, you can certainly trust me and Lamia. We find what we do for the city to be very important. I would say I am open to the idea of trusting. I've worked with her before. She's a good friend of Rest Her Soul, Alora Vicerum. She runs the Fountain of Founding. I believe she goes by the name of Sister Lethwin. I know we can trust her. There is Captain Belstra of the Stockade. He is the head keeper of the law enforcement of the Promenade. He's responsible. And my understanding is he does not like smugglers of any sort or any ilk whatsoever. Those two individuals I know we can trust. If they are associated or have friends of their own, I'm sure we can trust their friends as well. And as always, we can always trust the greed of the Gilmores. If it's got value and they've got coin, they will give you the information in exchange for the item, of course.
Sister Lefwin, what is she? She's a friend of Alora Thorin.
She's a cleric that has been in Emon ever since she was younger then. She was here during the period of Thordak's reign. She even served, I believe, the faithful of Melora in Vasselheim when Vecna nearly ascended. She has survived many battles, fought with Alora side by side on occasion. I believe she was at Alora's bedside when she passed of old age, of course.
Perhaps we might pay her a visit because there's a lot going on, and I just
When you say a lot going on, what do you mean?
Professor Dorn is up to something, and I really wish to find out.
Well, if you're going to challenge somebody with as much visibility and authority
And
within
political clout.
the cloud top, that will be a difficult nut to crack. Perhaps we should pay his engineering office a visit.
Perhaps that might be a good idea.
See if we can find something. I know some secret ways up into the cloud top. The citadel does not yet rise above the cloud top. It's still has some more work to be done to it. But the engineering office sits amongst the scaffolding on the outskirts of the citadel itself, giving it a good vantage point of all the work that is going on. Plenty of cover, plenty of places to hide. Guards aren't overly ecstatic about pulling duty on the citadel. A few coin in a few palms, and we could find our way up there, I think.
Okay.
I say we go tonight.
Well, we do want to talk to Sister Lethwin as well.
The temple will be closed by sundown. She'll do the sundown service, and then she'll close shop for sure.
What time is it right now?
It's close to sundown.
Okay, so we have to talk to her tomorrow.
Maybe in the morning, bright and early.
Yeah.
I say we
Or we can sneak out now and in the cover of darkness, make our way in.
I
Yeah,
say
that's
we
what-
do that.
Okay.
I agree. Put on your thick socks. Wear your dark-colored clothing. Let's go do a little breaking and entering. See if we can find something.
Don't forget to wear leather shoes because they're literally made out of hide.
Oh gosh, terrible.
The entire crowd of the tavern hears this. The band goes silent. Everyone looks right at Lyra and just shakes their head in utter disappointment. And that's the perfect place to stop.
That was the perfect
You guys go
dungeon
ahead
dad
and
joke.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and linger. Everyone else out there, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Be safe, be kind, and we'll see you all next time. This will save me on the edits. Give me a moment.
A shadow stirs on the mountain high. Whispers dance where the eagles fly. The earth it hums, a warning cry. The world awaits the break of dawn.